make no mistake when a court in Washington, D.C. decides how far the Second Amendment really goes. It doesn't just change paperwork, it changes how I carry a gun tomorrow morning. Right now, millions of law-abiding Americans are watching a showdown over a statewide assault weapon and magazine ban that the lower courts upheld, and the Supreme Court of the United States is being asked to step in this term. What's really on the line here is simple: whether ordinary citizens keep the right to own common rifles, standard capacity magazines, and defensive gear, or whether politicians and judges can erase that freedom by redefining dangerous and unusual. For families who rely on a carbine at home, small businesses that sell firearms, and young adults buying their first rifle, this case means rights, money, and safety all at once. In this video, I'm going to break down that fight piece by piece. There's a special kind of range day where you leave the big boomers and show up with bricks of .22 LR and guns that never scare a brand new shooter. Kids, spouses, and recoil-shy buddies finally stop flinching and start smiling. And that's where .22 LR quietly does some of the most important work in the gun world. If you're serious about teaching people to run triggers clean and manage sights, you want tools built for that job, not a random Rimfire you bought on sale a decade ago. That's where the Rite RXP22 surprised me. On paper, it sounds like just a rimfire pistol, but in the hand, it feels like a modern compact trainer. It's a DASA, hammer-fired .22 with a 4-inch threaded barrel, polymer frame, and steel slide that's optic-ready for RMR and RMSC footprints, at about 7.5 inches overall and around 1.5 pounds. It's big enough to track steadily, yet light enough for smaller shooters. A bright fiber optic front, adjustable rear, and 10 or 13-round magazines, plus an optional 18-round stick. Keep people shooting instead of constantly reloading. What I like most is how the gun mimics a modern carry pistol. Add a suppressor on the Enham's .228 threads, throw a compact red dot on top, and suddenly your new shooter is learning to manage dots, triggers, and follow-through on a platform that doesn't punish mistakes with blast and recoil. That makes it easy to run real drills, draw strokes, transitions, controlled pairs, and build confidence that transfers straight to center-fire carry guns. If the RXP22 is the rimfire pistol that feels like a compact 9, the Smith & Wesson M&P FPC 22 LR is the folding carbine that actually lives where real life happens behind a truck seat, in a backpack, or tucked into a ranch utility room. It stretches familiar M&P ergonomics into a side-folding rimfire rifle with a 16.25-inch threaded barrel, 20-round magazines, and storage for spares in the stock. Folded, it shrinks to roughly 16 inches, so it disappears where a normal rifle won't. And when you swing it open, the optic on the top rail stays zeroed. Out on the back 40, that combination is gold. The .22 LR chambering makes it perfect for critter control, steel practice, and low-stakes plinking, and the negligible recoil lets even the smallest shooters run the gun. The M-Lock handguard gives you room for a light foregrip if you want to dress it up, but even bone stock. It's exactly what a family carbine ought to be: easy to store, easy to shoot, and affordable enough that you don't baby it. Paired with a pistol like the RXP22, you get a rimfire system, one handgun, one carbine, that can carry a full day of training without beating up your people or your wallet. If you live anywhere hot, Texas in August hot, concealed carry isn't just about ballistics, it's about sweat, thin t-shirts, and the constant fight between grip length and printing. Every holster choice is a compromise between so capacity, recoil, and how much you trust a brand with your paycheck. I don't want a museum piece on my belt. I want something I can afford to shoot weekly. That doesn't beat me up, and that still disappears under a light cover garment when the thermometer is flirting with triple digits. That's real-world carry, not catalog fantasy. That's the slot the Shadow System CR920XL slides into. Take their original micro and footprint and stretch the slide and barrel to about 2 inches. And you get a gun that still weighs under 20 ounces empty, but gives you a longer sight radius and softer recoil. Capacity runs 15+1 with the extended mag, full-size firepower and something that feels like a subcompact in the waistband. The frame texture is aggressive enough to lock in when you're sweating, yet not so sharp that it chews skin. Up top, you get an optic-ready slide, match-grade barrel, and a flat-face trigger breaking around 4 or 4.5 pounds. On the timer, That means faster follow-ups and less mental energy spent fighting the gun. If you've been living with an original single-stack shield, the new Smith & Wesson Shield X finally admits that micro, compact, and real capacity can share a holster. The updated grip is just thick enough to hold double-digit rounds in a flush mag, while staying slim for appendix carry under a t-shirt. The slide comes ready for an RMSC footprint microdot, and Smith tackled one of the most annoying problems we see: gas and debris fogging the glass. A smart, clear sight cut and gas management around the optic cavity help keep that window usable during hard strings. Iron sights are set up right. Blacked out rear, bright front, so if the dot dies, your sight picture doesn't, even in lousy indoor lighting. Then there's the wild card, the Thesis PX9 Gen 3 carry-or. This is the gun you eye when you're counting dollars but still want modern features. It's a striker-fired 9mm with a 3.5-inch barrel, forged steel slide, polymer frame, and 15-round double-stack magazines. The slide ships optic cut from the factory. Many packages include extra back straps and even a basic holster. And round count reports show clean triggers and reliable function that punch above the price tag. Different wallets, different priorities. Same mission: a carry gun that runs when your life really depends on it. Not just when the YouTube camera is rolling or when the range day feels easy. There's a big difference between a pistol you toss in your waistband because you feel like you should carry and one you strap on because you know you might have to fight with it tonight. Ask any Texas cop walking to his truck after shift, or any civilian who trains like their family's safety really is their job. The mindset is different, and the gear is too. The Sig Sauer P320 Mode takes the proven P320 duty platform, the same DNA behind the M17, M18, and pulls it down into an off-duty sized package. Instead of hanging a bulky comp off the muzzle, Sig machines a 2-port compensator into the slide assembly, so gas vents upward without adding snag-prone edges, a 3.9-inch barrel, full-length dust cover, and grip module wrapped in 3M-style tape tuned by pro shooter Max Michel give you a compact that tracks flat and stays planted even with sweaty hands. The Pro Cut slide is optic-ready and often ships with a Romeo X enclosed emitter red dot, co-witnessed with bright X-ray 3-day/night sights, so you're covered whether the glass lives or dies. A Springer Precision Mag catch sticks out just enough to make fast drops second nature without turning the gun into a snag magnet, while a removable magwell and internal grip weight help the pistol settle back into your hand between shots. 3 21-round magazines in the box mean you're walking out the door with literal duty gun capacity in an off-duty footprint. The Springfield Echelon 4.0C comp goes after the same mission from a different angle. Springfield took the duty-focused Echelon chassis, a serialized stainless steel core that drops into different grip modules, and shrunk it into a compact slide and frame while adding a single top-port integral comp. Instead of hanging off the front, the compensator is carved into the slide and barrel, so gas vents straight up without shifting balance forward. Crucially, the front sight sits behind the port, which keeps your sight picture cleaner and avoids getting blasted with hot gas during fast strings. Springfield's variable interface system ditches the usual plate stack headache. Movable portines and direct mount footprints let you bolt most major red dots directly to the slide without stacking height. U-dot tritium sights give you a bold low-light picture, and fully ambidextrous controls mean lefties don't get punished. Put the P320 Manutomitis and Echelon 4.0C comp side by side, and you're not looking at CCW toys, you're looking at 2 clear answers to one serious question: what happens when you demand duty gun performance from something you can actually conceal and trust at the end of a long shift, out in ranch country? The guns that ride in a truck tell you more truth than any catalog. Pop open the back door on a half-ton and you'll usually find a bolt gun, a handy carbine, maybe a revolver shoved into the console, tools chosen because they solve problems, not because they looked pretty on Instagram. Shot. Show this year served up 3 guns that slide into that Texas lifestyle without breaking stride: a modern scout rifle, a roller-delayed PCC, and a resurrected 9mm wheel gun many old-school guys never thought they'd see again. The Savage 110. Magpul Scout starts with Jeff Cooper's scout rifle concept and drags it into the 2020s. At its heart, it's still a Model 110, but Savage drops it into a Magpul hunter stock with an aluminum bedding block and a free-floated 16.5-inch barrel, which is a way of saying the rifle shoots like a precision rig instead of a beater farm gun. Chamberings cover .308 Winchester and 6.5 Creedmoor, and AICS pattern magazines make it easy to grab mags or swap capacities. A full-length scout rail lets you run long eye relief glass up front or a conventional scope, while fiber optic front and rear peep sights give you backup irons. The adjustable AccuTrigger lets you tune the pull weight without calling a gunsmith. Roll that rifle into a truck with a PCC like the Palmetto State Armory Saber ARV, and you've covered everything from steel plates to stubborn varmints. The Saber ARV takes PSA's AR-style 9mm and bolts on a Maxim Defense roller-delayed buffer system instead of basic blowback, dramatically softening recoil. An 8-inch barrel, handguard, and forged receiver that accepts ARV and CZ Scorpion magazines provides flexibility. A nickel boron-coated bolt and roller-delayed guts make the action smooth, and a crisp 2-stage trigger, ambidextrous controls, and last-round bolt hold-open push it past just another AR-9. Then, just when everyone thought the wheel gun corner of the show would be business as usual, Smith & Wesson pulled the Model 940 out of the vault. For folks who remember the 1990s originals, seeing a stainless J-frame in 9mm again is surreal. This updated version keeps the compact, hammerless, double-action-only profile, but upgrades the hardware with a tritium night front sight, serrated U-notch rear, and textured grips that fill the hand. Full moon clips headspace the 9mm, so reloads are fast and your backup gun can run the same ammo as your duty pistol or PCC. From a Texas perspective, that trio looks less like a SHOT Show flex and more like a truckload out a general-purpose rifle, a soft-shooting PCC, and a 9mm wheel gun that all earn their keep when the dust is blowing across the open pasture. All right, that's the lineup. 10 wild new guns from SHOT Show that actually earned a spot on a real belt, in a real truck, or out on a dusty range. Some are pure fun, some are serious tools, but every single one brings something fresh to the table this year. Drop a comment and tell me which one you'd trust for carry, training, or truck gun duty. If this breakdown helped you sort the hype from the hardware, hit like, subscribe, and come back next time. We'll keep putting new guns through their paces. Right here in Texas, we test everything.